Okay, so since I found out that my main shaft for my new Roban AS350 was totally foobar, and got frustrated, and luckily we heard from Flyaway down there in Orlando, and he told us how to modify the mechanics so that you could use an actual 700 Goblin main shaft versus the piece of junk I got. Anyway, I didn't have the patience to order online perfect 12 mil ID brass tubing, cut it down or anything else like that. So I turned around and went to a trusted neighborhood plumbing store, and this is what I come up with. I went and got a 4-inch 3/8 brass pipe extension. Now you're thinking, well, wait a minute, that's not going to work. Well, yeah, it won't go in there, will it? Well, there's just a little bit of a rollover flange on those threads to the inside, and when that rollover edge is removed, you get this. Ta-da! Absolutely perfect. So I went ahead and I started a little long. I come down about 3/8 of an inch below the threads, and that's where I made my cut. And I took this nipple and then I mounted it in a vise and took my grinding stone and ground down all the threads so that I had nothing but a smooth wall. So that made it to where it thinned up the wall at the top very nicely, but it turned around and left a flange at the bottom, which worked out pretty cool. So once I got that all done and everything else and got everything pretty as level as could be, then I started fitting, started to see where I had to take material off the bottom, and well, I could have took it off the top, but I chose to take it off the bottom. I think I'm down to right at 20 millimeters from the top to the bottom for the collar, for the sleeve. And as you can see, that is a 700 Goblin shaft. The locking collar is higher than on the original shaft, and that's why we turned around and did that. Now, Flyaway was also correct that the locking ring on the main shaft needed to be shaved down. Otherwise, it's right in line with your surface control rod assembly back there. And when you're moving the elevator, right in there, it would drag on that collar. So it didn't take much at all to take it down and get it to where it was working really, really good. So there it is, sitting on the shaft. I turned around and used a black magic marker to kind of darken it up so I didn't have a nice, real shiny piece of brass sitting underneath there. And It's nice and snug and tight. I've got no slop, lateral, up and down, anything else like that. I did use the goblin collar. For the main shaft, I mean, it just nice and free. It just worked out really good. So thank you, Flyaway. I think that was a great idea, man. And at least now, you know, you got yourself a nice solid goblin shaft, you know, compared to this soft metal piece of junk. And anyway, I'm gonna get this thing back together, get my head back on it, and see if most of my troubles go away.